EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks up between the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
We go! 60 outlaw. Cut. Mike 40, check, he's coming.
Throwing on first down. Herbert, this is the tight end Fant. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a carry for Lindsey. And some room to maneuver. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Give him 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Now it's Freeman. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Off the play fake. Herbert. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Off play action. Herbert. He'll let this go for the end zone. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Herbert. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Jackson. Snead's got it. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Jackson from the shotgun to the right side and complete to Hurst. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big.
Kill. Turn it up.
They'll run for the first time with Peyton Barber. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it's 3rd and short.
Check Mike 47. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. It's free. 17.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
59. I'm on. Hey, check 20.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Adam Gotsis, the big Aussie, in on the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
At the Broncos' 35-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
tight end. Check tight. Check tight. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. 61. Max box. Right.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. He'll find Barber out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty.
Watch the run, watch the run. Kill, 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 kill.
Jackson, option right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want it. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Let's go.
Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They go play action here on first down. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
We own them. Kill, 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 kill.
Off play action. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, Delta. Check right 57. Get it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 44, Jackson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation, reputation for hands as wide receivers do. In this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field. Yeah,
just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the gun, Herbert. He'll find Lindsey here. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Okay, ready?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Herbert. It's caught by Sanders. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
Come on, set.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off play action. Herbert. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jalen Ferguson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Greystone travel. Bay, Haywood. Ready?
Off the play fake. Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Jackson now to throw again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Jackson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Throwing is Jackson. Setting up the screen here, it's Barber. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Peyton Barber, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Check safety, just move. On the ball, shoot.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Broncos.
Let's go. 50,
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
57, 57, come on. Ready? Set, go.
From the gun, Herbert. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got it at the 15. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now Jackson, and the completion to Wilson. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Credit the sack to Von Miller. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious he gets his in flurries.
To try again after the sack. Jackson, a short throw caught by Andrews. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Ravens on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 14.
Check line 47. Check line 47. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Jackson operating from the gun. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And the Broncos are going to call the first. Will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Down. 90 Wolf. Hey, Orbit.
To throw on second down. Herbert. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Off play action. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now Brown. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. He's checking. He's checking. Crash.
Jackson on first down. He's going to launch this thing. And that's caught inside the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them.
There goes Mark Ingram, the 30, past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Ready? Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
64. Hey, Jet.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Levante David. What did you see there, Charles, on that interception from the rookie?
They've shown him certain looks on defense throughout the first half. And they pulled the string here in the second half because he got used to those looks, and they showed the exact same thing, but changed it up just a little bit where he thought something was open, and now, with the change in defense, it no longer was.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
After the interception, here's Jackson. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he gets this one down to the 24. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 24.
Well, I'd have to say in that situation, they're lined up for a running play. It's only 3rd and 2. Some element of the pass, but that was really well blocked.
Probably call those gravy plays, right, if you're the offensive coordinator?
No doubt about it. All you're trying to do is get the 2 yards necessary for a first down. Then you look up, you got a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot more than that, indeed. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
Ready.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Whip. Watch the whip. 61. Matchbox lights. Get it.
2nd and 4. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And he pushed it. Pushed it from short distance, wide right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. To throw on 3rd down. He's able to find Wallace. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Come on, set. 70 ending. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Check. Back. Check nickel.
Jackson options. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Watch twist.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of 2 there, second down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
Off the play fake. Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check.
Back to throw. Herbert. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Chris Godwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed, they definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
Extra point from McManus is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line.
Come on, let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
Play action. It's Jackson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Credit the sack to Corey Legion. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line.
Check 52.
This is Ingram. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Now Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 8-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. On 3rd down, here comes Barber. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
A 30-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. 30, the 20, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Chris Godwin with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Rush in. Rush in.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
It's going to be a long day.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson got him in. It's Brown. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 82 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, and even better run for big yardage.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Hey, Alpha. Go, Jack.
Off play action. Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
On first down, Herbert. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Bravo.
57, come on.
Look at me. Door.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Looking to throw. Herbert. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Wahoo! He's crossing. He's checking crack.
Hey.
Stay open.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's going to be caught. 23 yards the pickup there. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2nd and 3. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Back to throw. Herbert to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking team on the sidelines. Offense on for 4th down. On 4th down, Herbert. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Ingram again. And an alley. There goes Mark Ingram. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram. 94 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic, a lot of fun to watch.
Tucker with the extra point, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, Just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Ravens, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.